to be the king.
Hail to the king, baby.
The king has returned.
Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
Do or do not. There is no try.
What's in the box?
If it's a severed head, I'm going to be very upset.
So this is the king of physical media, and I am back with yet another VHS, DVD, and Blu Ray haul. I'm going to start this week's haul video off by doing something I don't normally do in these videos, and that's praise a modern movie. And by modern, I mean something that was in theaters just a few months ago, because I picked up Wrath of Man on Blu Ray. It's been a long time since I purchased a new movie, and as I stated in my review for this movie a few months back, this movie actually blew me away. I was genuinely shocked about how good it was. And I even watched it a second time recently, and believe it or not, it held up. This is easily my biggest surprise of the year so far, and I highly recommend that everyone go check this movie out. It is, of course, available on physical media as we speak, and it's definitely worth the purchase.
Suck your own dick.
Okay, so real quick, I picked up some secondhand DVDs this week as well. First up, I have The Departed. This is a replacement for my current DVD copy because I pretty much wore my copy out. It's got Leo and Jack, two of my favorite actors of all time, and it's got one of the greatest directors of all time behind the camera. This is a great movie. You should watch it if you haven't.
I probably could be you, yeah, but I don't want to be you.
Heavy lies the crown.
Also, I have this unopened 2-pack of Alfred Hitchcock movies. It features The Farmer's Wife and The Manx Man. I'm not familiar with either of those movies, but I am trying to get my knowledge of Hitchcock movies up a little bit. I also have Firefox, a Clint Eastwood movie that I've never seen before, but it gives me strong Top Gun vibes, so I'll see what that's like. I also got War Games, kind of regarded as an 80s classic, but also something that I've never seen before. I also picked up the original Rollerball starring James Caan.
You gotta get up close like this, and bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
This DVD was worth the purchase just for the cover alone. I mean, look at that artwork. And last but not least, as far as DVDs go, I got a copy of Schindler's List. This DVD case actually looks like a book, so it might be some kind of special edition. This is a very depressing movie, but it's a very personal movie and a great one from the legendary Steven Spielberg. Now we've come to the best portion of these videos. It's VHS time, people.
Jesus fucking Christ, it's about time!
Along with being the king of physical media, I've also become kind of known as the king of Star Wars box sets, since I seem to find a different one everywhere I go. I got the gold special edition trilogy set that I actually had when I was younger, but believe it or not, it was one of the sets that I didn't have in my collection right now. One of these days I'm going to do a video just on the Star Wars box sets that I have. I also picked up a collection of Flintstones and Jetsons VHS. I love old cartoon VHS tapes. The covers are just so colorful and vibrant. First up, I got the Flintstones episode Dripper. I also got the Flintstones Hooray for Holly Rock, the Flintstones Wacky Inventions. For the Jetsons, I got the Jetsons Millions. And this is one that I actually remember renting from the video store as a kid. It's the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones on VHS. Crossovers like this were actually special back in the day, because now crossovers happen in every other movie, it seems like. It's actually become more of a gimmick than anything, but this is a throwback to a time when these things actually meant something. I got a couple of other cartoons. I got How the Grinch Stole Christmas, a classic adaptation that I believe is having its anniversary this year, if I'm not mistaken. And I also got this animated Spider-Man VHS. I've seen this before. I believe it contains episodes from the 90s cartoon animated series, which I loved, by the way, but I'm not 100% sure that that's what's contained on this, so I'll have to watch it and find out. Okay, moving on to some regular movies now. I have a few rental cases, and they are the plastic slipcover variety. I get these anytime I find them just for the case. I got A Knight's Tale starring the late great Heath Ledger. This is a very unique take on medieval stories and worth a watch. I also got The Bone Collector starring my boy Denzel Washington. This is a nice little thriller here. I don't really remember too much about it, but I have seen it before and I did enjoy it. This is a movie that I've never heard of and I assume is very obscure based on the title and the way the cover looks. It kind of looks like a porn actually, but it has a science fiction sticker on it. This is Battle Queen 2020 from 2001. This is clearly a very low budget movie, but what struck me was the cover because it has a very 90s-like comic book cover. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of this movie or know anything about it. And last but not least, for the rental cases, I have Hannibal. I got this mostly for the case. I'm not particularly fond of this movie. And I also find it very weird that Ridley Scott directed this because it just doesn't seem like something he would do. Okay, moving on to some regular covers. First up, I have Death Warrant, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. I've honestly never seen this movie, or maybe I have and I just don't remember, but I'm not a real big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. I pretty much just got it because the cover just looks very 90s to me. I also got Jet Li's Once Upon a Time in China. I was actually a pretty big Jet Li fan as a teenager, so I felt like I had to pick this up.
I'm nobody's bitch.
I also got Stanley Kubrick's Spartacus. This is, of course, a double VHS. I've never seen this either, but anything Stanley Kubrick is worth a purchase, in my opinion. Speaking of Kubrick, I picked up one of my favorite Stanley Kubrick films, and this is Eyes Wide Shut. This movie is strangely captivating to me. And similar to The Shining, one of my favorite movies of all time, there's a lot to interpret in this movie, and it'll kind of stick with you after you watch it, and you'll be thinking about it for days after. I also picked up another Clint Eastwood movie. This is Blood Work. I seen this a very long time ago, and I actually remember thinking that this was one of the Dirty Harry movies. It's not. I was confused, obviously.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Up next, we got some comedy, and I'm going to start off with a classic 90s teen movie. I'm talking about American Pie, of course. You definitely could not make a movie like this in today's Hollywood, and you definitely couldn't have a character like Stifler in your movie either. I also got The Waterboy, one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies, but to me, this was one of Adam Sandler's last good movies, because after this is when he kind of went off the deep end and just started making shit a lot of times. I also got Not Another Teen Movie, a parody film of classic 90s teen movies like American Pie. I still think it's crazy that Chris Evans is in this. That's right, Captain America himself.
I understood that reference.
Up next, we have another Ridley Scott movie, and this is another movie that I actually have never seen before, but always wanted to. This is Black Rain, and again, the cover alone made this worth the purchase. I just can't help it. When a cover has awesome artwork, I'm gonna get the movie whether I like it or not. I also got an Arnold movie that I didn't have yet, and that's The Sixth Day. This is low-key a really good sci-fi action movie that not a lot of people talk about. It's from later in Arnold's career, and a lot of those movies just automatically get a bad reputation because they're not quite the same energy that he had early in his career.
No shit.
But definitely worth watching if you've never seen it before, especially if you're an Arnold fan. And last but certainly not least, I have one of my favorite crime movies of all time, and a movie I actually reviewed recently for its 20th anniversary. We have Training Day, featuring the iconic and Oscar-winning performance from Denzel Washington. I would venture to say that this movie is damn near perfect, actually. If you haven't seen it, go watch it right now. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
So that'll do it for this week's haul. Let me know what your favorite pickup was in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Shut up.